My Lords, I feel rather inadequate after hearing the last few speeches, which I thought were just excellent in terms of expertise and making me think about the issues, and also following on from the earlier discussion that Baroness Kramer led on whistleblowers, and I feel as I'm going to learn a lot from these debates. So I now apologise that I'm just raising a few very simplistic issues in this group, which has been labelled key concepts. And the thing that I wanted to just draw attention to as we start the whole of committee is that the government has been explicit that they want to have that the powers in the bill are designed to target error in addition to fraud, and error does indeed account for substantial losses of public money. So I've got no problem with the bill doing both, but too often it does seem to me that powers in the bill, many of which I fear are too draconian, are equally applied to fraud and error without a distinction. So I was broadly in favour of looking at Amendment 4, which seeks to probe the circumstances in which a public authority would recover an amount paid in error. And I think we do need to make a distinction between error and fraud. Just in general, many of my concerns, although largely confined to the section of the bill that's dealing with the DWP and welfare, I do feel that there's a dangerous conflation between fraud and error, and I think if we don't keep them distinct, then there will be unintended consequences to this bill, and I am very worried about disproportionality, injustice and so on. So I will be interested to hear how the Minister responds to Amendment 4. I also am very sympathetic to Amendment 7, requiring the Minister be satisfied that there are reasonable grounds to suspect that fraud or attempted fraud has occurred. I think that notion of reasonable grounds is very important for this bill, and sadly it's too often absent. I think it can lead, for example, to suspicionless surveillance, which we will be talking about later on in committee. But I did want to just quote at this point the written evidence given to the Public Bill Committee from the cross-party law and human rights organisation Justice, that emphasised that, quote, the requirement for reasonable grounds is a well-known legal requirement in the context of state investigations. It is a safeguard to protect individuals from baseless state interference and fishing expeditions. And it is very important that reasonable grounds is taken very seriously throughout our discussions. So I was glad to see Amendment 7. And although we're now completely after the effect, and I feel like this is a cliche, can I just say congratulations to the noble Baroness Anderson, which I kind of feel like the moment might have gone. But I have to say that her announcement at the start of this bill cheered me up.